Hi, everyone, and thank you to Wolfram for always doing the mod things. JKG Buck, good to see you. Shantae's Inferno, welcome. And Squid Pro Quo, thank you for also doing mod duties. Uh, my day was actually fairly good. Flash fan, I hope you're great. And Alice G, it was pretty good. I am now currently stressing, as your mind likes to do when you're an introvert and your greatest sense of cardio is thinking up ridiculous situations that may never happen. I'm pretty sure that that counts as a marathon for anyone who's logging their daily activity. I call it hysterical anxiety does count as cardio, or at least that's what I tell my non-existent Fitbit. Anywho, now I am hysterically worrying that because I have banked on not getting jury duty, I am going to be everyone's first pick for jury duty, and it's going to be an Uber case. Now, seeing as how this is probably technically not in the realm of possibilities, I'm kind of worrying about nothing. But honestly, if I didn't worry about random things that never happened, what would I worry about? Anywho, I am adopting this grandmother. I know it's a joke that I adopt nearly everyone on the internet, but this is now my new favorite, most feral child. An 84-year-old Florida woman punches an alligator in the face during a grisly encounter. And that's right, you heard that right. She punched an alligator while he was attacking her. Granbo for the win. An 84-year-old woman in Florida saved her own life after punching an aggressive alligator in the face last week. North Fort Myers resident Dolores Bopple, okay, with a last name like Bopple and you done bopped an alligator, we're calling you the Boppinator. Grambo Bopper. That's what I'm sorry. Sometimes the name picks you, and that is what happened. She was out walking her dog when she encountered a gator on Thursday evening. Uh, Dolores had thrown her dog, a Shih Tzu, in the air as soon as the reptile began lunging at her. She told local outlet WBBH that she was bitten in her legs and fingers before she sucker punched the alligator, causing it to retreat. The Lee County Sheriff's Office shared body cam footage of the aftermath of the attack with Fox News Digital. Look, I am saying if the debate doesn't work out for anyone tonight, I think we elect Grambo, Gator Puncher. I mean, she has my vote now. I'm just saying. Uh, so there you go. She was, according to the body cam footage, a witness was heard saying she was walking a dog out here and she said it come running in full speed at her. A witness said in the footage, she chucked the dog and saved her dog. I mean, what an absolute shero. I opened up the window to let the heat out and I heard someone screaming and screaming, another witness said. I ran to the sliding glass door. I saw her there. She was crawling out and she was screaming and waving her hands, kind of like this, I'm guessing. And that's all I saw. The gator was in my side yard and he's there all the time. I checked her dog. She added, the dog did have blood on it, but I think it was, Dolores's. Now, in the footage, Dolores was in good spirits, fully alert as medical professionals cared for her. Ma'am, God bless you. Dolores told the paramedic, the park's going to pay for this son of a. All right. The park's going to pay for this son of a bitch, is what, Dolores Dunn told everyone after she done beat the tar out of an alligator. And at this point, if we don't elect her queen of our universe, I just don't know what's going to happen. She did tell the local news that she was walking at a pond near her mobile home park when she suddenly felt uneasy. All of a sudden, I had a premonition. I'm telling you, the octogenarian said. It was like, uh-oh. It was like a torpedo, Dolores said of the alligator. I didn't see anything go that fast in my entire life. The 84-year-old told WBBH that she was looking forward to returning with her dog Queen, who survived the ordeal after leaving the hospital. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission confirmed the incident to Fox News Digital, identifying the creature as a 7-foot 3-inch alligator. The FWC and Lee County Sheriff's Office and Lee County EMS all responded to the scene and contracted a nuisance alligator trapper to remove a 7-foot 3-inch alligator. The victim was transported to the hospital to be treated for her injuries. The agency said that it is rare for Florida alligators to seriously injure humans and encourages Floridians to follow certain measures to avoid interactions with alligators, such as keeping pets away from water and only swimming in designated areas during daylight. I'm telling you, remake this put this chicken as Dorothy. I am there for every single episode of the Golden Girls remake. I love this. Now, I know this isn't technically a political channel, but the New York Post has invented the official drinking game for the presidential debate. So if you are popping on over to someone else's channel to watch the debate, I figured I would give you the rules for this drinking game and hope we all survive at the end of this, which I don't know we will or not. The bar is officially opened between Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris squaring off on the debate stage tonight. The Post wants to liven up the night with their official drinking game. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or just plain sick of everyone, and whether you support beer, wine, or the queen of all liquors, vodka, grab your preferred beverage and copy the rules, tuning in at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when this shenanigan shit show starts. Play for money, play for bragging rights, or just play for good old fun. And don't worry, we'll make sure you keep hydrated. So let's see what their hydration thing is. So first, you're going to take drinks of water every time a candidate references the election being the most important of our lifetime. So there you go. We will all be in the restroom, because our bladders are small. Now, take a sip of your drink whenever the camera pans to moderators, every time Trump says cackling, every time Harris references hush money, and whenever the candidates use a 3-letter acronym like FBI, IRS, SOL, SOB, and, well, any sort of, acronyms. Or if President Trump brings up the word migrant, I think we're all going to be functional alcoholics if we follow these rules. Now you can opt to also take shots during this game. I think you might die, so I don't recommend it. But let's see. Take a shot when one candidate interrupts another. If a candidate wags their finger at another candidate, if either candidate uses the word border czar, and if either promises not to touch entitlement programs, or every time the words Russia, China, or Iran are mentioned. Now, you can take 2 shots if you want to, you want to be hungover all tomorrow. Whenever anyone references Project 2025, San Francisco, California, whether Harris maybe knew that President Biden was a bit out to lunch, and if Harris mentions that she was endorsed by Dick Cheney. Now, I'm just saying that the only fun thing about this, and the only thing that will probably not give you liver failure at the end, finish all liquor in your cabinet if Trump or Harris actually agree on something that will, help with anyone. Well, vodka is water, and if it's good enough for everyone else, then I think it's good enough for me. So there you go. If you would like to be incredibly hungover tomorrow, then this is your game. And these rules are at the New York Post, so you can, print them out real quick so you can remember. But yeah, there will be no one left to vote if we all do this drinking game. We're all going to be at the Betty Ford Clinic. Now, in a update to a story and Y'all, I am trying to find Fs to give, and I will not open this jar before election night, so these Fs are not mine to give away. But the ex-boyfriend who was accused of lighting his, Olympic runner girlfriend, Rebecca, on fire and unaliving her has passed away due to his injuries from this whole incident. And no Fs to give. Can't find a single damn anywhere. The ex-boyfriend accused of setting Ugandan Olympic runner Rebecca Chipegete on fire and killing her has passed away from his injuries sustained in the horrifying attack. Yeah, I don't care. Good. Well, the trash took itself out. And I'm sorry, Lord, that's an ugly thought, but dude done he unalived his, girlfriend in the most horrific way possible, and he happened to catch some consequences for it. I, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I feel not so terrible about this. Dixon Ndima died in the Moji Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, Kenya on Monday evening, sources from the hospital told Nation Africa. Now, the Olympic athlete's estranged beau was taken to the hospital after the alleged attack and was placed in the intensive care unit with burns over 30% of his body. Now, to put this in perspective, this, the woman that he attacked had burns over 90% of her body. She passed away quite quickly within a day. And yeah, FAFO. Now, he was hospitalized at the same facility where his victim was hospitalized with 80% of her body burnt. The Olympian unfortunately passed away from organ failure on Thursday. Quote, the damage has already occurred by the time she was coming in. Dr. Kimani Mbungia, look, y'all, I am butchering these names and I am trying, but I am sure that other channels actually have the correct pronunciations. Told the Kenyan news outlet The Standard last week, we supported her organs the best we could, but unfortunately it was beyond what we could do. She was 33. Now, this is the dingleberry who decided, he was just going to be a gross person. The sadistic ex is believed to have broken into her home, which she built in Kenya near the Ugandan border, while she attended church with her 9 and 11-year-old daughters. Ndima was accused of ambushing Rebecca when she returned home, then pouring gasoline on her and lighting a fire in a dispute over land she had bought near the country's athletic training center, according to Trans-Nzoia County Police Commander Jeremiah Olkozum. One of her daughters revealed that she found her mother burning and was allegedly kicked by her mother's boyfriend as she attempted to put out the flames. What a douche. He Quote, he kicked me while I tried to run to rescue my mother, the unidentified daughter told The Standard. I immediately cried out for help, attracting a neighbor who tried to extinguish the flames with water, but it was not possible. We are deeply saddened to announce the passing of our athlete, Rebecca Chibgeti, earlier this morning, who tragically fell victim to DV. The Ugandan Athletics Federation wrote on X, eulogizing the Olympic runner. As a federation, we're going to get off of his picture because he's a douche. But this woman, I don't run, but let's just say if you can run and do it well, you always have a superpower in Mo's book. Now, Rebecca finished 44th in the women's marathon in Paris Olympics last month. The marathoner also won the Padova Marathon in Italy and finished 4th in the Abu Dhabi Marathon in 2022. She represented Uganda in 2011 and 2013 in World Cross Championships in Punta Umbria, Spain, and somewhere in Poland, y'all. I completely understand. Have a great night, Michelle, and hopefully you're going to have a great day tomorrow. So, absolutely just tragic that her daughters had to see this happen, and, seems like God took care of the perpetrator, which means that I don't really have to. And yeah, fun dying. When I was researching and pulling stories related to this, I was just astounded as to how many athletes have been lost in Africa, in the last several years. It's just it was mind-boggling. Well, this pastor isn't very close to Jesus or apparently the FBI. A pastor, 61, was arrested in his Las Vegas hotel room with force multipliers and not street legal pharmaceuticals, if you catch my drift, by counterterrorism cops. Also, why does he look like my nan? I mean, he looks like my grandma. No offense to you, sir, but I'm just getting Lifetime movies, uh, Judith Light vibes from you, sir. An evangelical pastor was arrested in Las Vegas on, well, drug and force multiplier related charges after counterterrorism police were called to his hotel room. Uh, David McGee, 61, senior pastor at the Bridge Fellowship outside Winston-Salem, North Carolina, was arrested on August 20th at the Strat Hotel, Casino, and Tower. Uh, Counterterrorism detectives responded to the hotel after McGee reported a piece of property missing, according to documents obtained by KLAS, so a local news team. McGee told the police that he was visiting Las Vegas from North Carolina and had arrived in a private jet to find his missing daughter. When asked if he had any weapons in the room, he reportedly told officers that he had a force multiplier stashed in his guitar case. In your guitar case? Are you James Bond and or any, cheesy mafia person from the 1950s? Okay. Now, employees had previously warned McGee about their firearms policy after he allegedly brought a long style force multiplier into his room a couple days earlier. So they're like, no, sir, we kind of don't want those here. But he's like, nah, it'll be fine. Uh, the presence of firearms, which included an AR-15 with a scope, prompted responding officers to suspect that McGee was planning a event similar to one that also happened in Las Vegas on October 1st, 2017. During that incident, a 64-year-old, opened fire on the crowd, uh, unaliving 60 people, wounding 413, before taking himself out. Oh, see, I didn't even know we had those. Now, since that mass shooting, Metro Police said they have investigated suspicious situations where multiple firearms are located inside hotels on the Vegas Strip. However, the force sent out a news release on the day of McGee's arrest saying the report of, terror plots were false. Now, as well as the weapons, officers found fentanyl pills and powder. I don't believe Jesus is just all right with me was, really a fan of the Colombian nose powder, if you know what I'm saying. That's just what I've heard about the Bible. I'm not the greatest Christian though, so don't quote me on that. Now, apparently, he had a plan. There was a reason that had all of this. McGee advised the detective that he brought the F from North Carolina on his private jet to Las Vegas and paid approximately $1,000 for all of those, non-street legal pharmaceuticals with the intent. This man told the police this, okay? He said, look, I know I brought a lot of drugs into Las Vegas, but my plan was to distribute those to try to find my missing daughter. Wait a minute. So you're admitting to, um, you know, not only intent to or distribute, but were you going to leave, like, a Reese's Pieces trail of fentanyl pills for your daughter like freaking ET? I mean, what is going on here, sir? I know this probably made sense to you while you were Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, but this makes sense to no one at all. Now, prior to his arrest, McGee posted on a public Facebook page that he was traveling to Las Vegas to find his daughter, whom he believed was living on the flood control tunnel or in a flood control tunnel. Now, he has not posted since the time that he was arrested. A post on his behalf on August 29th stated he'd been in touch with his daughter and that he was asking for prayers for his health, wisdom, safety, and discernment. Okay, sir, your discernment sucks because you're like, no, I am going to go distribute rugs to people until I find my daughter in a tunnel. Yes, he all planned this. Now, uh, he did not appear for his probable cause hearing in Las Vegas due to mental or medical issues, so he's reportedly going to return to court on December 19th. Yeah, I I don't get the menorah in the background. That does kind of scare me. Also, again, he has that I have watched every single Lifetime movie haircut that I see a lot. This man knows who Judith Light and Meredith Baxter Burney is. Quote me on that. This man has seen all the Lifetime movies because he has that haircut. I can't, y'all. That haircut, if no. Also, it looks like he has dimension and highlights. That is a no, sir. Well, you guys, if you would like to get some money from the state of California, just get us a traumatic cavity search. I mean, she won $6.5 million in a settlement. Zach, it is. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite stories. Although the VeggieTales one didn't get that quite as, true to story as I thought. When Christina Cardenas visited her husband in 2019 at the California Correctional Institution at Tehachapi, she was forced to undergo a traumatic and hours long cavity search that involved her stripping, being x rayed, and squatting over a mirror. Um, I mean, it's not what she's not charged though, so I didn't know that they could do a well intensive, cavity screen on you. Uh, when you had to go visit a friend in prison or your husband. Now, on Monday, Cardenas's attorneys announced a $5.6 million settlement of a lawsuit filed against the prison and hospital system that supervised the search. There is no recompense that can fully heal the pain caused by the violation, Cardenas said at a news conference Monday. The Times generally does not publish names of SA victims unless they come forward publicly. The ordeal began on September morning in 2019 when she said she drove 4 hours to visit her husband, Carlos Eugene Cardenas, who is in prison in Tehachapi for armed robbery. Now, the conduct of the officials who searched her for contraband over the next several hours amounted to state-sanctioned torture, according to a statement by famed attorney Gloria Allred. Well, I don't believe her now. Gloria Allred is, an ambulance chaser that is just a little bit classy. Just a little bit classier. But Gloria Allred is always there with someone who seems to maybe have a questionable story. I am not negating that this happened to this woman, but Gloria Allred is a glorified ambulance chaser. That's my opinion. You can tell her if you want, and she can do with that what she feels like. Officers informed Cardenas that they had a search warrant and would be conducting a strip search according to the lawsuit already brought against the California Correctional Institute, Adventist Medical Center, and 10 other defendants. As officers informed her of the intent to search her belongings, Cardenas began to cry, the lawsuit said. Quote, wipe away your tears. You know what you and your husband have been doing, end quote, an officer told her, according to the lawsuit. Don't tell me to wipe away my tears. I'm innocent, and what you are saying to me is inappropriate, Cardenas replied. Officers then allegedly made Cardenas take off her clothes, squat over a mirror placed on the ground, and cough, the lawsuit said, then to squat wider and make sure that they could see all of the bits and pieces. Then she was handcuffed and transported to Adventist Medical Center, arriving there at about 9:45 a.m. The doctor at the medical center unlawfully forced Christina to complete a pregnancy test, then asked her about her medical history. Now, if she was going to get x-rayed, he had to give her a pregnancy test. They generally do not like you to get x-rayed a lot if you are pregnant. So, and most hospitals require that you have a negative pregnancy on test on file before they'll do more invasive imaging or anything like that. So it possibly wasn't illegal. It was probably just hospital policy, is my guess. But I'll digress to the thing. They asked her about her medical history, including personal women's health history and mental health. She was denied water or food, had to use the restroom in a pan instead of being allowed to use a restroom. She was imaged by x ray, and the images showed no contraband. The search warrant explicitly stated that without Cardenas' consent, a body cavity search would be conducted only after x ray confirmation of a suspected foreign object within her. She did not consent, the lawsuit alleged, but the search happened anyway. As Cardenas protested, a male doctor engaged in. So it looked like a male doctor also checked the outgoing passageway as well, as delicately as I can put this, according to the lawsuit. Officers then brought her back to the prison and told her she would not be able to see her husband. Her visit had been canceled. The California Correctional Institute and Adventist Health did not immediately respond for requests for comments. And again, they had a lawsuit, or they had a warrant, which makes me feel like they had proof that she could possibly or potentially be smuggling something inside of the prison. I don't believe that this is, standard operating procedure. I believe they had to have some sort of probable cause in order to, even get a search warrant, sworn out. In response to the lawsuit, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation agreed to distribute a memo to its staff instructing them to be more protective of visitors undergoing body cavity searches. The initial filing had sought an injunction to stop the practice of body cavity searches of female visitors entirely, but that was not part of the settlement agreement detailed on Monday. Cardenas said she filed the suit to, quote, ensure that others do not have to endure the same egregious offenses that I experienced. She emphasized that corrections officers should treat visitors not as criminals, but with humanity, adding that she hoped that she could be a beacon for other families of incarcerated people. Quote, it is crucial not to criminalize or victimize those who are visiting and supporting true rehabilitation, Cardenas said, wiping away her tears. So there you guys go. I have to say that there does seem to be more to this story, such as what was the provocation for the state to sign out a search warrant, because that seems like a part of the story we're not getting. But, that sounds really not so fun. I would not like that to happen to me. And This next story is not safe for anyone, let alone children or myself, but, this is the most hilarious. Okay, it's not hilarious for the guy, but hilarious in what the hell am I reading? What timeline are we on? And how deep into the bowels of hell have we fallen in 2024? Quote, I want you to kiss it. Gary Condon's son claims state senator made him, quote unquote, pleasure her in her car, hurting his back in a confined space. Y'all, I cannot make this stuff up. I did read this article before because I was like, what the hell am I reading on this? This is not safe for work. I am going to try to safen it for work as much as I can, but I am a 12-year-old child at heart. Nearly 1 month after California state senator switched from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party, her former campaign manager and chief of staff, who happens to be the son of Gary Condon, has filed a sexual harassment, discrimination, and unlawful retaliation lawsuit, claiming that his back was severely injured while twisting and contorting in a quote unquote confined space of a car after Marie Alvarado Gill demanded oral attention during a work related travel function. I have you, I, next time maybe she should go with the XL SUV. Why did she have to, rent a smart car? The lawsuit filed in Sacramento Superior Court against Alvarado Gill and the California State Senate last Thursday by Chad Condit claims that his former boss, married 3 times, was aware that he was the son of Gary Condit, the former Democratic congressman from California, remembered for an alleged affair and subsequent disappearance and death of Bureau of Prisons intern Chandra Levy, for which another man was convicted, granted a new trial, and then deported after charges were dropped. Alvarado Gill allegedly made comments that she, quote, assumed plaintiff would be just like his father, insinuating that he should be open to a smexy time relationship with her. Now, Chad Condit, who said he was married at the time, alleged that the state senator began grooming him after he was hired in December 2022. Apparently, she talked about, quote, sex and using the drug ayahuasca and taking gummies, end quote, claiming her third husband cheated on her, giving her a lifetime free pass to cheat, and that she even named her frog after him. Okay, I don't understand the frog thing. I am confused. Starting in March 2023, the lawsuit claimed that, this senator hired Condit's wife to work for her campaign, then started going to the same beautician as his wife and asking him what his feelings were about thruples. And whether, the plaintiff thought his wife would be into that. God, I'm hoping that is not an euphemism and she has a real pet frog, because otherwise, pure romance, you've gone crazy. Now, Condit claimed that there was an incident where he and the senator were traveling together for work related reasons. And as soon as he got back from using the restroom they had stopped at, she was in the car pantsless with her legs spread, as one does apparently at, a Buc-ee's. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, y'all want final form Jesus down here in the rapture, because this is how we get that. In full Mallory Archer voice, you want the rapture? Because this is how we get the rapture. Now, when he came back to the car, his allegations is that she had pulled her pants down and said, I want you to kiss it, pointing to her, lady bits, to prove your loyalty. Now, as I told the officers at Walmart, I'm pretty sure this is not how I become team lead. I'm just kidding. What the crap am I reading here? Her direction was for him to submit to her and to orally, just fill in the blank. The plaintiff claimed that the moment, that he allegedly, succumbed to this, she had spent months creating this dominant, submissive relationship. The power she had over his career and livelihood left him numb. So he, quote, briefly performed as demanded until she was satisfied. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, unfortunately for him, they were in a micro mini or possibly playing Twister doing this. He severely injured his back to such a degree that the senator had to push him around in a wheelchair at a casino in August 2023. Quote, during the last occasion where plaintiff performed for Alvarado Gil, plaintiff suffered a back injury while performing in a car seat with his body having to twist and contort in the confined space of the car. I'm sorry, sir. I am sure your back really hurts. The suit alleged. Plaintiff later went to the doctor and discovered that he had herniated 3 discs in his back and collapsed a hip. Again, what the hell car were you in? Were you in one of those toddler shoe looking cars that's about this big? I I have questions. Also, what did you tell the ER doctor? Like, "So, sir, what happened exactly to your back?" "I don't know, Ninny Goat." After Condit later, refused to began to refuse and object to demands by the senator and her deputy chief childhood buddy, Vanessa Bravo. They both took steps to get him fired, and the state senator tried to ruin his marriage. No, agreeing to have the smexy time power struggle with your, boss probably ruined your marriage, sir. Again, had you just come up to your wife and said, this heifer is crazy. She is trying to get me to do stuff we don't even do anymore in the backseat of a Chevy Tahoe, and there's not even a back seat to a Chevy Tahoe. So I'm gonna hurt my back. He comes out with a thrown out back and she's like, "Are you working hard, honey?" And he's like, "You have no idea, and you really don't want to ask." Now, according to him, the senator began to accuse the plaintiff of having a girlfriend. Privately, the senator would say that the plaintiff would not work for anyone but her, which confirmed the existential threat to his job security and public employee position, posed by refusing her demands and behaviors of a sexual nature. After the plaintiff communicated his opposition, the senator went to the plaintiff's home with a staff member and falsely told his wife that the plaintiff was seeing someone to cause him distress. Plaintiff was homesick at the time and overheard the conversation. The lawsuit demanded a jury trial on claims of quid pro quo harassment, hostile work environment, sexual harassment, discrimination, retaliation, and more. After the suit was filed, the senator's lawyer, Ogayan Gavalro, told local ABC affiliate KXTV that Condit's claims were outlandish and will be shown to be bogus and about money. Quote, a disgruntled former employee has fabricated an outlandish story presented without evidence to get a payday. Oh, so you mean he just acted like every untalented actress during Me Too? And yeah, I'll pull that out there because I have boobs and I can call out fellow women. There were some women that used Me Too like a weapon and destroyed men's lives. So, you know what? You guys made these rule books. You made it so that we could believe all people, persons, places, or things without evidence, if they were women. Well, I have something to tell you. Some of those stories were redonkulous and stupid. Uh, Now, it will be really funny to have his doctor testify, and I say funny, but obviously, if the senator did what she is accused of doing, this is no different than an old man, telling his young intern that she'll never work in DC again. Not that I understand why you would want to, but we need to start no, not really. I haven't come up with names. I know you're shocked. But um, this is no different than what women have claimed have happened to them. And I do believe that there are certain, demographic, a certain number of strong women or women in a strong, sort of a job position and maybe with personality that do the same thing as gross, disgusting, Weinstein style men. So I have no problem with this. If it's proven to be true, then I'm sorry, ma'am, but the Republicans don't want you neither. And speaking as a, politically homeless person, I would like you to not be in my club either. Anywho. So, yeah, that's a story that was written today because why not? Um, this is why women live longer. A Florence man remains in serious condition after a bite from the world's deadliest snake. Please tell me he was doing some sort of faith dance because this would just make my day even better. A Florence man remains in serious condition after being bitten by the world's most venomous snake because why wouldn't you? Uh, One of 14 that were eventually euthanized, authorities said Monday night. Jeffrey Leibowitz called medical emergency services early Friday morning after a snake bit him inside his Marion Street home. But it wouldn't be until hours later that officials learned that the attack was carried out by an island taipan, Florence police said. Police were notified later Friday morning that there may be other venomous snakes inside Leibowitz's home. Um, at that point, if I'm a judge, I am just telling you to go ahead and burn the house down. Look, we'll build him a new one. Nope, no, we must contain this. Uh, So they obtained a search warrant and contacted state wildlife officials for assistance handling the snakes. The search yielded 2 cats, 14 snakes, including 1 green mamba, 2 gaboon vipers, 1 fleur-de-lis, and another death adder, 1 eastern diamondback rattlesnake, 2 black forest cobras, and 2 adult rattlesnakes, species unknown. 2 neotropical rattlesnakes, and 1 small rattlesnake for pizzazz, I guess. Then finally, the island or inland taipan. Yeah, no. Why do you have all and then the 2 cats? The cats are outnumbered. I know. What the hell is going on here? We've got a lady. We started out. I would just like to go back to the start of the show. We started out with Grambo punching out an alligator. 84 years old, still kicking ass. Then we go to, well, a predatory senator, and then this guy. What is going on? Leibowitz remains in a serious condition as of Monday night, police said. Jeff Camper, a biologist and snake specialist at Francis Marion University, said that the Australian inland taipan is known for having the world's most potent venom among its species and was responsible for the bite. Quote, it contains human toxin components as well as neurotoxin components and components that act on muscles and the heart as well. Okay, so you're just like triple the dead. So it's a very, very dangerous, potent venom. Camper said that venom types can vary from snake to snake, with some causing throbbing pain, intense swelling, and skin discoloration. Camper said 1 bite from the same type of snake that bit the man could kill up to 100 people. First responders treated the man with an anti-venom flown from Florida, authorities said. Camper said that Leibowitz would be facing a long recovery. His potty's probably going to want to shut down relatively soon. My understanding is that he's on a respirator, and that's what's needed for the patient to be able to continue breathing, as his diaphragm is likely paralyzed. He may have long-lasting or permanent damage to various organs. Florence police said there are no state laws prohibiting the possession of animals, but selling, transporting, and rehoming them would violate state regulations. Officials contacted several facilities, including Riverbanks Zoo in Colombia, Alligator Rescue, Reptile Lagoon, and Aceto Island Serpentarium, to find temporary holdings and proper care for the snakes. Unfortunately, none of them could accept the snakes due to unknown health and environmental concerns, such as their living conditions and potential illnesses. Speaking with a facility oh, oh, don't give no. The cat does not need a chicken drumstick.
Well, that's what I needed. He was eating it.
Out. We are very professional here. I mean, I have to keep Dingus the cat from getting his own chicken drumstick for dinner. Now, a family member took possession of the animals and signed a voluntary surrender form, giving them over to Florence police for euthanasia, unfortunately. They attempted to have the animals collected by numerous professional facilities so that they would not be, euthanized. And thank you for the gifted membership, Daniel. And that went to Boosh McFadden. So congratulations. Welcome back to the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate and sarcasm and apparently all the weird animal stories tonight. But no recorders and no patchouli oil. And my youngest, most feral, is actually trying to do his job because my kitten might also be a youngest, most feral, and he likes to try to eat out of the trash can. So, and I made chicken drumsticks today. So, of course, everyone's like, we'll just feed the cat our leftovers. Disregarding that whole we don't feed the cat, people food thing. And thank you for the other gifted membership. And that went to Nicholas Lindarios. Hopefully I said that correctly. I'm going to be real with you, though. I am terrible at pronunciations, which is why I pick foreign stories as much as I do for some reason. I could stick with American stories, but why would I do that when I can make a fool of myself with, all the other stories with names I can't pronounce? Come on, you love to hear my lovely Midwestern, mispronunciation of simple words that would just require me to use phonics, but that's hard for a dyslexic person. Hey, guys, I have 10 more minutes. Just chill. I will litigate whatever cat story there is. Oh my God. Lindaro. Thank you. Sorry about that. I promise I had to make sure that the possession of the drumstick, will be litigated when I'm done. But just 10 minutes, This is what happens when you have 6 children. I really should have found a different hobby much quicker. Live and learn. In what I can only assume is people having more money than sense, a Disney-loving couple has spent buckets of money to try to get back into an elite club. I don't know what it is, but why? Can I explain to you that in Moe's world, there are very few inner circles of Dante's Inferno, but Disney World would have to be right in there on like the second or third ring. It's hot, it's expensive, there's too many people, and most damning of all, uh, it has people in costumes that want to hug you. An adult, look, I love you. If you are an adult Disney fan and you go to the parks every year because it just lights your life up, good for you. But I have never met weirder people than adult, like super Disney fans. Not gonna lie, again, because it combines all the things I hate, spending money, being out in the sun, and peopling. I just don't understand y'all. I'm happy you're happy, but I don't get it. In Arizona, a couple obsessed with Disneyland in California lost their lawsuit against the mega theme park's members only Club 33. An Orange County civil court ruled against Scott and Diana Anderson of Gilbert after they sued Walt Disney Parks and Resorts in 2021 after Scott was kicked out of Club 33 in 2017 for being publicly intoxicated, which he has vehemently denied. Scott told the Los Angeles Times that he and his wife are, quote, dead set, end quote, that that the outcome of their case is wrong and they will fight this to the death. It's just Disney World. Have you tried Six Flags or Epic Kingdom? I'm just saying, or Epic Universe. They have Harry Potter. I'm throwing it out there. I mean, Disney doesn't love you back. I don't know why you're fighting tooth and nail to get back there. My retirement is set back 5 years, he told the outlet. I'm paying through the nose. Every day I'm seeing another bill, and I'm about to keel over. So you're continuing to fight for Disney? Diana is ready to take more drastic action. I'll sell a kidney, she told the Times. I don't care. Okay, you know what? I take back my whole niceness. Disney adults to this level are weird. I'm sorry. Look, I love Sailor Moon as much as the next random weird person who's nearly 40. But I'm not going to sell a kid. Okay, to be fair, if I were at my goal weight and they had a custom, made, Sailor Moon outfit, might I consider selling a kidney? Yes. Would Mr. Mo let me sell a kidney? Probably not. Which is why one of us has to be the adult. And thank you for gifting 5 memberships, Mel, and those went to Ona Muir, Aqua E, D. Robertson, Pastor Flash, and Risa Murphy. So congratulations. Welcome to the Church of Mo. We have all of the weird stories that you could ever imagine, because if it's a weird headline, I will pull it for our shows. So let me get those written down because, oh dear Lord, you guys, what are these headlines and what are these Disney adults? What is wrong with people? Why would you want to spend this much money and donate a kidney? I don't get it. As I said, if it makes you happy, but it sounds like the third level of hell to me. I guess one man's Disney is another person's internal hellscape, if you ask me. Mr. Mo was always like, we should take the kids to Disney. I was like, you can take the kids to Disney. I'll be sitting on the beach where the normal people are and avoiding the sun because I have all of the ability to tan of a lobster, to be honest. And while I am writing these out, and I remember because I am naturally blonde under here, uh, make sure that you are still subscribed to your favorite content creators. Um, a lot of people are having issues being unsubscribed to channels that they've followed forever. So just if you haven't heard from your favorite creators in a while, take time to make sure that you're still subscribed, not only to me but all of the other content creators that you enjoy, because YouTube is being really strange here lately. So just to take a second, I know that other content creators and I myself really do appreciate it because YouTube is a bit cray cray today. All right. Well, she's going to sell a kidney to get back into Disney World. This seems like normal goals. I mean, who wouldn't? Their attorney argued in court that Scott had 2 or 3 drinks on the evening of September 7th, 2023 or 2017 when Club 33 ousted him. The somewhat secretive club offers fine dining at Club 33 restaurant in Disneyland or within different park attractions, plus souvenirs and other tailored experiences for members. Quote, they have not established that Mr. Anderson was intoxicated, their attorney, Sean Macias, said during arguments in court. He added that Scott's behavior that evening, which included slurred speech and swaying, was due to a vestibular migraine. Authorities never conducted a breathalyzer or took a blood test on Scott that night. A year prior, Dana had been temporarily suspended from Club 33 for the use of foul language. Wait a minute, I have to pay you extra money and I can't curse? What the hell would I want to go there for? In the words of Bender Bending Rodriguez from Futurama, screw that, I'll make my own Disney World, and there'll be blackjack and hookers. Did she say that the acolyte sucked? Uh, Meanwhile, Disney attorney Jonathan Phillips argued that the Andersons, quote, did not want to pay the consequences for failing to follow the rules, and that Scott cost his wife of 40 years her lifetime dream of having access to Club 33. The Andersons were spending, I think I'm smelling burnt toast. No one can be this stupid. $125,000 a year on Disneyland trips, and they also had to pay an additional $31,500 for Club 33 memberships, plus travel expenses, hotels, and passes. The lawsuit also cost them approximately $400,000. Okay, some people have more money than sense. I just can't, y'all. Well, there you go. At least, hopefully, you guys got a couple interesting stories. We got to pay homage, and just in case you missed it or came in a little later, Granbo punched a daggone alligator in the face to save her dog Queen. We salute Dolores Popple or Bopple. We salute you. And, you know, if everyone could just conquer their life like she conquered that alligator, we'll be fine. I don't know, just several housekeeping things. I do not know what is going to be going on tomorrow. I do have jury duty. Now, I figure since I basically, you know, commentate on trials and make fun of lawyers all day, I won't be picked. But just in case I am, I will try to keep you guys updated. I am not sure what I'm allowed to post. I will be asking those questions should I get picked for jury duty, which I severely hope I do not, because let's be real. Although I do volunteer as tribute if we have a land boat captain, a Moorish sovereign citizen, or just any sovereign citizen, you know, variant thereof. I will volunteer as tribute for those cases, but I doubt that I will be picked. Although I am going to be telling you who profiled my hair, because I have a feeling that people are going to make certain assumptions based on my hair that may or may not turn out to be true when I open my mouth hole. Anywhoozle, you guys, I am going to hop over to Shizzy's channel to watch the debate for a little bit, maybe have an adult beverage, but not as many as the New York Post apparently thinks that I can handle. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I will try to put something up, but again, I don't know what all is going to go on tomorrow. So I will just hopefully see you Thursday morning. For Mornings with Mo, news that won't black pill you, doesn't talk about politics too much. And generally, I just find the weird news stories. It I am not gonna lie, those memes are hilarious, and then watching okay, I am a political junkie, I try not to keep it on this channel, but watching Eric the Farts Swalwell, like, just piss and moan about that was the most hilarious thing. Also, Congress. I need, Congress's, Kinko's budget. I just do. I have so many things I wanna print out. I want funny meme posters too. What happens to those funny meme posters from Congress? I'm just saying for a friend, I could use some. Bye, you guys.